Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel. I'm a Cameroonian studying in Japan, and I'm making this video because some people requested summary explanation about the Monbukagakusho scholarship. So I came to Japan in 2016 under the Japanese government scholarship called MEXT, and in this video I want to explain what is the MEXT scholarship, what's the application process, how to prepare your documents, and the selection flow. And at the end I will try to give some few tips on how to prepare your application. So let's get started. The MEXT scholarship 2021 edition has already been launched, and all the related information are found on the website of the Japanese embassy in Cameroon, in Yaoundé. So I'm here on the website and I'm gonna click here. So here are the different requirements. The MEXT scholarship program, Monbukagakusho, is scholarship launched by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology of Japan. And Cameroonians, Chadians and Central Africans can also apply through the Japanese embassy in Yaoundé. And I would like to say that there are two types of MEXT scholarship. There is a MEXT scholarship embassy recommendation, and there's another one, university recommendation. So in this video I will mainly focus on MEXT scholarship embassy recommendation. So here is the guidelines on how to apply, the different requirements as well. So for 2021 scholarship, the application deadline is Tuesday, 30th of June 2020 before 4 p.m. So all those who want to apply must prepare their application and submit their documents to the embassy by this day. And I really recommend you guys to try as much as possible to submit 1 week before this deadline. The application process is very simple. So all you need to do is fill in the different forms and then go and drop them at the embassy in Yaoundé. What are the documents that you need to fill? So to see those documents, all you need to do is to click on this link. When you click on this link, it takes you to another page describing the embassy recommendation procedure. So this recruitment is for those arriving in Japan in October 2021, and the documents for application depend on the application category, whether you are applying for graduate studies, masters or PhD, and there's also a separate application for those applying as undergraduate students. Here's the application guidelines for research students. Research students are those applying to come to Japan for graduate studies. So to apply as a research student, you must have already obtained a bachelor's degree from a Cameroonian university. And I wouldn't go through all the requirements because I assume that you are going to read it. You need to make sure that your age is within the required limit. You also need to make sure that you have most of your degrees at hand. You need to download all of these forms: the application form, the placement preference form, the field of study and research plan, certificate of health, a recommendation letter. The application form is a general form. The aim of this form is just to collect your personal information: male, female, gender, Japanese, your citizenship, photo, your current address, and your academic history. So yeah, it's pretty similar to what I filled 4 years ago. Placement preference form. The aim of this form is to determine which university you will be placed at in Japan. So the most important field to fill here is first and second and third choice of the university. So you have to go through the websites of the university you would like to attend, and you just fill the names here. In this step of the selection, this form is not very important. This form will become very important if you are pre-selected. and this other form is for field of study and your research. So this is the form where you have to fill your research project. You have to have a research plan if you want to do graduate studies in Japan. Yeah, and it shouldn't be too long, and it should be filled in English. And this one is the recommendation letter. So you just have to give it to one of your professors, yeah, to fill and put in an envelope, seal the envelope, and then he'll give it back to you so that you add it to your overall application. In addition to those forms, another document that needs to be submitted are your transcripts and certificates. I think they should probably mention somewhere. Yes, okay, here. So this is like a checklist of different forms that you need to submit. I already showed you where you can get this application form, placement preference form, field of study research plan. So you need to add your academic transcripts. That's your if you're going in for a master's degree, you need to provide your transcripts for level 1, 2, 3, 4, eventually 4. And if you attended a French-speaking university, please provide translated version, English versions of your transcripts. English version of your transcript. Similarly, you need to provide English version or English translated versions of your transcript, your bachelor's degree. If you want to go for a PhD, then you need to provide your master's degree transcripts, M1, M2, as well as certificate if you have them. So you need to include the recommendation letter from the dean or your academic advisor in the university. And there's a medical certificate, guys. So yeah, this is the template of certificate. So you need to print out this form and then take it to the hospital. I personally made mine at the regional hospital in Gaundiri because I was in Gaundiri at the time. So just make sure that the qualified doctor fill this form for you and let you do the required examinations. You need to include the abstract of your thesis, bachelor's thesis or master's thesis, written in English, of course. If you have any certificate of language proficiency, if you have IELTS or TOEFL, yeah, you need to submit them as well. And the number of there are special remarks for each document here, so please go through those remarks. And then those who are working need to provide a recommendation letter from their current employer. So everyone should provide photographs. So this is like a checklist which would be helpful. You need to submit the original document of some of those application forms as well as copies. So please just follow the guidelines written here. Now I'm going to talk about the process of application and selection. As I said earlier, the application process has started in Yaoundé and it will end very soon. So please, you should start preparing your documents if you haven't done so, or if you intend to apply. So as shown here, the process of application and selection has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. And then the call for application opens at each embassy around May. In Cameroon, it's usually in May. There will be a first screening. So after you submit your documents at the embassy, they will check your documents, they will check the quality, they will check whether documents you submitted meet the minimum requirements. As I said before, if you submitted a certificate or documents written in French, nobody's going to read it because in Japan, the Japanese is the official language. And in university, English is like a second language. So please make sure you submit all documents in English. That was a mistake I made the first time I applied to this scholarship in 2011. And I think that's probably why I wasn't contacted at all. So I failed that year. So after you submit the documents, they will screen those documents. Then those who pass the first screening will be asked to directly contact the Japanese university in order to obtain letter of provisional acceptance. And after obtaining the letter of provisional acceptance, they have to submit an updated version of the placement preference form to the embassy. And then MEXT is going to conduct a second screening and choose which university you will be placed at. You'll be notified of the results around this time. That is the overall process of application and selection. So, and one or two tips that I want to share with you guys is that you should start preparing your application earlier. Try to apply at least a week before the deadline, because if you go and submit it on the deadline, there's a high chance that you make mistakes while filling. And while filling the forms, please make sure that someone cross-checks whatever you wrote in there. Could be your friend or any family member. Make sure that someone helps you check whether there's any typos in your essays or your research plan. Also, you don't need to be able to speak Japanese. This scholarship program provides you free Japanese courses once you arrive in Japan. You have to take a year of Japanese classes for undergraduate students and 6 months of Japanese classes for postgraduate students. I could only talk about the selection process for graduate student or research student because that's what I did. So I don't really have much information on the application process for undergraduate students. So if you have any question, anything you'd like to know more about it, please just write in the comments, and please like and subscribe to this channel, and good luck for your scholarship application.